muted. Awesome. So I was just
Sign
talking
language,
with
totally different sign language today.
Awesome. Great. Well, again, welcome to the Thursday Hangout. It's May 12th, 2016. And if you're a brand new coach, I want to just welcome you to the team. We're excited that you're here, excited that you're plugging in. You know, this opportunity with Beachbody has really just completely changed our life, physically, financially, all the above. And you know, we know that if you plug into the system, if you plug into the team, if you stay connected, that the same things can happen for you. And so we're excited that you're here and excited that you've you know, decided to join us on this journey. So today's call, what we're going to go over is a little bit of kind of housekeeping things, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. We're seeing some trends of questions in the team page asking for where things are at or where to find this information. And so we kind of just want to cover that to make sure that everybody's on the same page, that you know where to go find things. Because the last thing we want you to do is to ask a question on the team page and nobody gets back to you for a day, because we're not always in the team page. You know, Jessica and I, we go in there and check it once or twice a day, and that's it. If you're, you know, being on the team, that's what you should be doing too. Once, maybe twice a day, or if you have a question, pop it in there. But we don't want you to have a situation where you need to find an answer for something and you don't get a response, right? Because nobody happens to be in there when you're asking the question. Does that make sense? So we're going to go over a couple of housekeeping things. If you have questions, feel free to post it in the, you know, put it in the chat box, and we can answer your questions as far as, you know, if you're still struggling to find certain areas. But that's kind of what we're going to be covering. And, you know, before we get into that, we want to just kind of back up and just, for those of you guys maybe who are newer to the team, just kind of share a little bit about our story and how we got started with coaching. You know, we've been coaches now technically since 2009 is when I signed up as a Team Beachbody coach. We were discount coaches for about a year and a half before that. I had worked different customer service and sales types of jobs, and this was around 2008, 2009 when the economy really collapsed all around us and hundreds of thousands of people were unemployed, and so I found myself in that position. And over time, I was introduced to the coaching opportunity. And initially, like I said, signed up for the discount just because I knew that I needed to stay moving. I knew I wanted to stay fit, stay working out, for, you know, to keep my you know, emotional levels good, as far as going through that period where, you know, where you're not working. It could be a stressful time, so to be able to release that through a workout was great. And then also I officiate college basketball, so staying in shape for that was also you know, part of the plan. And over time, we just eventually kind of morphed into the business, really without even knowing it, just kind of sharing our story and sharing what we were doing with others. And you know, eventually got some clientele, sponsored a few coaches who wanted to do the same thing we were doing, which was just using products we like using and recommending them to others. And then over the course of years, now we're here, right, with a team of coaches who are all on the same mission of helping people to achieve their goals, to live healthy, to live fulfilling lives. And that's our mission, right, is to help as many people as we can. And as we got started with coaching, you know, one of the things that we lacked was any guidance, any mentorship, really, any leadership. We didn't have a team to plug into. There were no team hangouts or team calls or team trainings or team webinars or a team Facebook group. We didn't have any of that stuff. I think we're just getting on Facebook.
Yeah,
but there were no sharing our story on Facebook. Yeah, but there were no team resources for us to go to. There wasn't a team training site. There was nothing. Yeah, actually the Beachbody Coach Online office, it didn't even look like that when we got started. If you're newer coach, you might not know this, but there's actually two coach offices. There's a previous office view, and then there's your Coach Online office. And we had the previous office view, which is basically just a bunch of numbers and shows your you know, your genealogy and your volume, and it's pretty dry. Actually, there's no training videos back there. So there was very limited resources, and we personally didn't have anybody to plug into to ask for help. And so what we started to do, once we once we started wanting to learn more about coaching, is we started reaching out to people. We started seeking people out to help us, seeking out successful coaches that were local to us, and asking for help. You know, we would attend local events. We would attend Super Saturday events. They didn't have Super Saturdays back then. We had game plan events. But we would attend events and meet people and network with them, and then pick their brains. Right? And that's how we learned to do what we did in the beginning. And we didn't really know what we were doing. You know, we just kind of threw stuff up and let's try this, and oh, that didn't work, and let's try this, and that didn't work. And you know, there's some of that still goes on today. We're always constantly trying to learn, trying to get better, and trying to improve things. But my point in saying that is that, you know, there's, like I said, we didn't have the resources that are available today, right? And I'm not even talking about the resources that are available within our team page. I mean, if you just YouTube how to be a successful Beachbody coach, you will find hundreds of videos from the top coaches on what they're doing to be successful. And you know, it really just is a matter of wanting to find that information, wanting to be a learner, and then applying what you're learning. But what we want to do is just kind of share with you some of the resources that we have available for you, kind of at your fingertips, so you don't have to go always, you know, Googling and YouTubing everything. Those are great things to do, and we encourage you to do that. But we want to just make sure that you know that there's a few things within our team page that you can access and just be aware of, whether it's different events we have going on, whether it's you know, different training groups we have going on that you want to plug into and connect to and connect your teams with. You want to make sure that these things are there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jess, and she's going to kind of share with you a little bit about the housekeeping. I can. You want me to?
Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, I'm just going to pull up. We're inside the team page right here. This is on the pin post at the top of the page. If you're on a mobile device, you have to actually click on pin post. If you're on the computer, it comes up. It's the first thing you'll see at the top of the page. They can see this right now? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's titled Important Information for Team Infinity Coaches. Clever, huh? So when you click on this, if you don't know where to go, how to get an answer, you know, for any question, start here. There's tons of resources on our teaminfinitytraining.com website, training videos, templates, different things like that, scripts, all that. There's a Team Beachbody FAQ document in here. These are like common, obviously frequently asked questions. That's good for if you have questions for prospects have questions, you know, maybe about the coach fees or different things, or you're a newer coach and you're not understanding what's the coach monthly fee, or what's the club, the Beachbody on demand fee, things like that. There's a ton more information to remove it. Okay, so that's a great tool, great resource to have. So get familiar with it. Oh my gosh, trapped. Okay, nice. All right, and then here, right here underneath, it says the live training calls. So we obviously have our weekly call right here. You get signed up right here, hangout.teaminfinitytraining.com, and you'll get alerted every Thursday at noon Eastern. Obviously, you're on here, so you know that. But if you're listening to the recording, it is here, and you will get alerted when the webinar is about to start. You'll also, these recording go right to the YouTube channel. We have a team YouTube channel that you can, that's right here. You can find past training calls and other information there. The calendar here is a calendar of upcoming groups. You can click on that, get familiar with that. That is a live calendar. So you can actually click on a day and click on what's going on. So, okay, a challenge group is starting this week, or, you know, whatever, today. And scripts to use to invite people to challenge groups, scripts to use to invite people to the coaching sneak peeks and coaching webinar every Sunday. That's all in there. You can click on the links and go get, I mean, if nothing else, between the Team Infinity training and this site right here has so much, it has everything you need to send out invites into it. It also has, I just updated it just to kind of give you a better monthly plan. And this is a business, and I know sometimes we think, most of us are not business owners, traditional business owners. We've not ever been in business. Like Mark was saying, we didn't have any experience. I was a nurse. Mark, just did customer service, random jobs like that. But we need, when you change your thinking to treating this like a business, having a business plan is what's going to help you. And so this is going to show you, seeing the month in advance, what's going on. Okay, so if the challenge group is starting May 16th, which I have a challenge group starting May 16th, the third Monday of the month, I like to start it. The first 2 weeks of the month, and it's in the calendar, I'm promoting my challenge group. I'm posting on Facebook. I'm sending invites to challenge groups. I'm sprinkling in transformation. I'm sprinkling in stories of my own journey with my life, with everything else that I do. Remember Facebook etiquette. When it comes to social media and building your Beachbody business, you don't want to be posting every day, all day about Beachbody, and that is covered, which we'll go over in our training group. So we have a book club. If you want to dig deeper into personal development, I highly recommend it. We take a book a month and kind of break it down, read it together. And then these are our Facebook training groups. If you're in the Team Infinity main page, that's a good place for support and stuff like that, and they ask questions and to find answers and that. More for support and encouragement though too, just a positive atmosphere where we can come together and share ideas and encourage each other on the business side of things. Similar to how the challenge group is a supportive network for the fitness side of things. But for specific training, we have our new coach basics, or if you've never been through it, the 7-day, this is what you need to know, the basics to get you up and running and earning and learning the basics of what we do. It doesn't, I know sometimes because we have different trainers, we have different groups, we have this stuff, that people get overwhelmed. They're not sure where they're supposed to be. So I want you to just kind of simplify this and think, and we try to reiterate this often, but it's so important. Write it down if you need to. What we do as coaches is we use products that we like, that we are enjoying, that are helping us to improve our health. We're drinking Shakeology because we're a busy mom on the go, and I need something, a healthy meal that I don't have to think about, right? And it tastes awesome. We are, working out. We're doing all those things. We're using these products that we naturally want to use because we want to improve our health, right? We share them. We're sharing them with people through Facebook, through Instagram, through different social media avenues. If you're not that social media savvy yet, you share it through your just day-to-day, your life, how people are going to notice. You become a walking billboard for these products. And that's how we started. People at work were saying, what are you doing? You bring your Shakeology. What is that? Just things like that can spark up conversation, and you talk, oh, this is what I use. It's helping me, my energy with this, that, whatever. It's your story. That's how you share that genuinely with people. It's the same thing on social media, but and then you're going to, so we use the products that we love. We share them. You could share them through a home party. There's so many different ways.
Screen share?
Are we screen sharing?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So you could share them. Oh, I was still going with it, but I'll come back to it.
Oh.
So you can share them through home parties. You could share them through, like you say, when you're at work. You don't want to be someone that's just, throwing up Beachbody on people, but you just want to be genuinely living your life. People will notice when you have more energy. When, like I said, when you're walking around with your Shakeology, when you're at your kid's baseball game and you have your Shakeology, when you're losing weight, when they're just going to notice things too. They may not come up to you and say anything, but I like to have Shakeology with me. That's a great way to get people to say, oh, what are you drinking there? If you have Beachbody clothing. So if you've been through any of the programs and submitted your results, you get a t-shirt, wear that t-shirt. It strikes up conversation. And then you can naturally share what Beachbody's been for you. So these are just different ways to share what's, share with people out and about. I know a lot of people ask, well, I don't know how to talk about Beachbody when I'm out and about. Those are some ways to talk about it. It's just genuinely when people are talking about ugh, summer's coming, I'm going on vacation, I do not want to even get into this bathing suit, right? How many women say that all day long? Perfect time to, hey, I don't know if what I've been doing, I've been working on my fitness and my eating cleaner and, just really focusing on that lately. I don't know if that will help you. I mean, I'm pretty sure it will because it's really helping me, but I can send you some information about that. That's a simple way to just get the invite, get something in there, just kind of plant the seed and then take that to either a message, email, something like that. You don't want to be the person that has to explain everything. So you want to then obviously then use a third-party tool. So that's something ways you can share out and about. So those are simple. Like I mentioned, home parties. We have a home party. One of our teammates is having a home party this Monday coming up. Mark and I, when we started and we didn't know what we were doing, we did some home parties. We just wanted our friends and family to know what we were doing and to drink Shakeology. We just thought they might want to do this. We had no idea how to share it, so we weren't on social media. We didn't have these trainings. We didn't know how to post and do any type of attraction marketing and Facebook, whatever, all that crazy stuff, right, that's out there now. But we just knew we simply wanted our friends and family to learn more about this amazing product that was helping us. We hosted a free fit club at our church because our pastor had gotten really good results with P90X, and that came up in conversation because we were doing P90X. So it was just chatting. People will know, it's just a natural conversation. It's just being genuine, not trying to being pushy or trying to put putting your agenda, but just sharing what's working for you in your life. And obviously these products work. We do. We have hundreds of thousands of testimonials from beachbody.com, right? We know they work. They've worked for how many of us, or they're working for us. So being open and being vulnerable and being willing to share that stuff. So like I said, we had a fit club. We did a home party. We literally made up some shakes and played videos, a couple videos about the coaching opportunity and Shakeology, like one of the Darren O'Lean one. I mean, we still have that video. It's one of my favorite ones of him. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's on our team YouTube channel. He's like in Peru and all these, showing where he gets the ingredients, the ingredient hunter, that's what it's called. So we shared that so people can see what this is. This is not just some shake you get at Walmart, right? This is more than that. This is like super powerful, potent superfoods that are helping us. So we shared videos. We made shakes because how many people have made their Shakeology wrong the first time? I won't say wrong, but you were like, I know I did. I was like, this is too thick. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like the consistency of it. But I tried it again, and I made it again, and I made it again. So that happens. And if one of your prospects has tried Shakeology, maybe you gave them a sample and they tried it and they're like, no, it's gross. I don't like it, because they probably made it wrong. And that's why I had this. That's why they give us these calendars of different recipes, 30 different recipes. So if you are giving samples, give some recipes so that they can try a good way to make Shakeology. They don't put it. We had somebody put it in a cup, in a spoon, and stirred it with water or milk or something else. So naturally, that's their first experience with Shakeology. They're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing stuff ever. The pounds are falling off and it tastes amazing. They're not going to say that. But if they come to our house, they see these videos. We share a little bit about our personal story with Shakeology, how it helped me lose my baby weight, how it helped with my energy and working night shifts and all that. I didn't drink caffeine. I didn't drink coffee, anything like that. So people know I'm real. I'm a real person. This is a real story. And then we whip up peanut butter banana chocolate smoothie. You can't even believe this stuff is healthy for you. You know what I mean? So that's another way to if you are struggling with, your close friends and family, local people, you want them to know what you're doing, which we all should want our warm market to know what we're doing, because we want them to, if they don't want to use the product, we want them to at least refer people to us. So hosting a home party, it doesn't have to be crazy, elaborate, beautiful thing at all. I know ours wasn't. Like I said, we made shakes. Everybody liked it. We made a couple different flavors, and so we're having a party.
But we only had chocolate and greenberry.
Yeah, we only had chocolate and greenberry, so that's it. We made a couple chocolate samples and a couple greenberry. And now it's like we have a million. So there is a flavor for everybody. So if people tell you they don't like it, they don't like. You can even make up a Shakeology pie if you're really that. You know, there's so many different recipes. But just to show people how awesome this product is. I mean, I know as women we've been to home parties in the past. I never felt the, oh my gosh, this purse is going to change my life. This candle is going to change my life. But when when we had those home parties, these are like products that change people's lives. They change their health. They help my mother-in-law cut back on her blood pressure medicine. She'd been on 2 different kinds for 30 years. She has high blood pressure when Mark was born.
No, that's okay.
No, when his sister was born. But anyways, totally uncontrolled. And she'd go high and low and get migraines and all these issues. She started using Shakeology. Was able to get rid of one of the blood pressure medications, totally regulated her other one. Better blood pressure. Obviously, we can't, the FDA doesn't approve this, blah, blah, blah. You talk to your doctor, whatever the legal disclaimer is there. But that's her story. She was able to, you know, her migraines went away, different things like that. So when you have people there, and I encourage, if you're local with other people, get together so you have a couple more stories, you have a couple of stories, or have a video, show videos of stories of people you know. So, you know, hey, I'm going to share a story of my friend Jessica and what Shakeology's done for her. So people say, oh, you know her, and that's a real story. This is how we reach people. We genuinely care about they care about them and their needs, and then we share what's working for us. So that's another option. One last thing I wanted to just mention about in the Team Infinity then was the 7-day training. Then there's the 14. The second part is called the business starter training. That is a little more advanced, a little more social media training. So if you are wanting to, if you're totally introverted people like us, we're not going to go out and about and you know, in the mall talking to people and all this stuff about, you know, we could do home parties with our family, but that was the extent of us going out and about. We liked hiding behind Facebook and the fact, you know, and learning how to reach people that way. That training goes into social media. It goes into a little more advanced things that you'll need if you want to really, you know, help more people. Really use the power of the internet and social media to reach hundreds of millions of people that are out there that we have the potential to help. And I don't know if you guys, I mean, hopefully you know Beachbody's mission is to end the trend of obesity. We're going the wrong way. If you've ever watched the webinar, which most of you probably have, chronic illness, obesity, overweight, issues like that with diet-related issues, all that health problems is like massive in the U.S., Canada, actually probably worldwide, but 2/3 of the population is overweight or obese. Even more than that are on some sort of medications for chronic, like my mother-in-law wasn't necessarily overweight, she's not obese, but she was on blood pressure medicines, migraine meds, things like that. So our products help people. Fitness, nutrition, Shakeology, those things help people improve their quality of life. They don't just help you. This is not just a 21-day diet. And like, our mission is so much bigger than that. We're not just in the here and now, like, oh, I want to lose weight for to get in my bikini this summer or for Memorial Day. Yes, that's a great goal. That's your goal. But I'm sure your husband will appreciate that goal. But it's bigger than that. This is about really ending the trend of obesity, really making a positive impact in people's lives, financially, physically, emotionally. I mean, when you look better, you feel better. Like, I know for me personally, when I lost the weight and I was getting in shape, I felt better. I'm a better mom and a better wife. That's better for the world, let me tell you. It's better when I'm not crabby, okay? It's better for my husband, my kids. That's what we have the power to do. And our mission with Team Infinity, and why we chose the name Infinity, was that we didn't want to just be just like, oh, this is just a 90-day diet. It's, you know, the X was 90 days back then. This is a 90-day thing. So now it's not just a 21-day thing. Yeah, I love the 21-day fix, but it's a lifestyle thing. We want to be teaching people for infinity. Like, we want this to go on. The ripple effect of our choices today is going to impact people's lives for infinity. Like, when we're choosing to eat healthier, we're teaching our children that, then they'll teach their children when we're choosing to go into business for ourselves and step outside the box a little bit, get out of our comfort zones, grow, plug into personal development. We have personal development going on in the car. Our kids are hearing that. They're listening to that stuff. That's going to improve their confidence and their leadership skills. And that's going to change the next generation. And infinity, that's why we chose this. This is a bigger than just the here and now. So, you know, that's all I got with that. But yeah, make sure you guys are you're just staying plugged in. There's tons of resources out there. The biggest thing I can say, the biggest thing that I hope to, I know we did in the beginning, a lot of people do, it's just a natural thing, is to overcomplicate what we actually do. So if you just simply remembering you're using products that you like and that are helping you, you're sharing them with people, and you're just inviting people to just take a look at this coaching thing. There was something about coaching that made you say, yeah, that makes sense to me. Don't you think there's other people that would say that makes sense to them too? We have, whether you are at your goal weight, your goals, you know, financial, whatever, what's the word? I don't know. You're making as much money as you want, and you're in the best shape of your life right now. Doesn't matter. It's about the journey, and it's about sharing what's possible and why other people want to get on board with this train, right?
And if you struggle with, you know, sharing your story and trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I share this if I'm not fit yet, if I haven't hit my fitness goals, if I haven't hit my financial goals, then I would encourage you to go back a couple of weeks ago where one of our team trainings, I think it was just a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how to share your story. You know, there's 4 parts in sharing your story, and so you need to work on that. You need to practice that, sharing your story. Even if you don't have results, you don't have to have results. Here's what I see, here's the potential I see, here's where I'm going with it. Whether it's the fitness side, the health side, you know, financial side, doesn't matter. Here's what I didn't like about my past, here's why I wanted to change, here's the potential that I see in this to help me achieve those goals. That's your story that you share, right? And then you learn other stories of people like us, other teammates, other coaches, so that you can say, you know, and the reason I'm really hopeful for that is because I'm following people that have been there, right, that are successful with this, and they're teaching me everything that they know. And the reason we share all this stuff with you guys, you know, and point you to the different resources and have the trainings is because, you know, and I'm not sure if you mentioned this or not, but there's no one way to build a business, right? You know, there's no one right way. We're headed to, a couple of us are headed to a men's event next weekend out in Dallas specifically for Beachbody coaches. And I guarantee there's going to be 50 different ways that people build their business. You know, they might be through challenge groups, or they might be leading with the business, and then they all have their own little spin on it. And the one thing that people are going to notice out of that event is that there's no one right way to do this. There's no one perfect system. You know, if you're waiting for that perfect system, you're never going to find it. Right? You just have to keep taking action, keep failing forward. You know, every good coach at some point was a bad coach. They just made the decision that here's what I want, here's my vision of where I'm going. If you need help creating a vision, I think 2 weeks ago we talked about creating your vision for what you want. So go back and watch that training. Create that vision for where you're going so that the little stumbling blocks of somebody saying no doesn't matter, because you're gonna keep going, right? You're making the commitment for 1, 3, 5 years down the road. Here's where I'm gonna be. And okay, so I've had 10 people tell me no. Well, I'm gonna hear 1,000 people tell me no over the course of 5 years. That's how it is, right? And if you're not willing to do that, you're gonna struggle. Right? It's just the reality. You're going to struggle if you're not willing to fail, if you're not willing to mess up and make mistakes. If you need everything to be perfect, it will never be. Right? And that's the only reason, you know, that's you know, I say that a lot of times to people is, you know, like our kind of claim to fame or any success that we've had is we've just been willing to not quit. We've been willing to try different things and learn different things and continue to grow, continue to invest in ourselves, time, money, resources, you know, taking trips to attend seminars, you know, having to schedule schedule babysitters and the kids and all that kind of stuff. And it's worth it, right? You know, it's worth it in the long run, because now you can have more freedom, more flexibility in your life, you know, less stress, to be healthier, right? Like, that's the beauty of our business specifically, is throughout this entire process, we're improving our health, we're improving our fitness, so we feel better, and we have more confidence in ourselves, we feel better about ourselves, we're continuing to learn, and then we get to impact others, and that's even cooler. You know, when we get to see, I mean, that's, at this point, that's what brings us the most joy, is when we get to see people like you succeeding, and we know that that we had, you know, just a small role in that, of at least introducing you in some way to what we're doing, or introducing the person who introduced you, or down the line. You know, it excites us to see that, because we know what's possible. You know, we're seeing it in our life, and our hope is that you'll stick around long enough to see it in your life, that you're willing to go through the ups and downs, through the roller coaster. A friend of mine explained it like this, you know, on a couple weeks ago, where he talked about, you know, this business is like an escalator. Now, has anybody ever tried, you know, as a kid, have you ever tried to run up an escalator that's coming down? Has anybody ever tried? I mean, I know you can't see, you can't raise your hands. You can leave that there. Thanks. It's something for the numbers of it. But if anybody's ever tried to run up a down escalator, you know that the first couple of steps that you take, you don't go anywhere, right? You just are like walking in place. And that's how this business is. You're just getting started, and you're trying to go up the downward moving escalator, and you feel like you're spinning your wheels, right? And you're seeing the people on the up escalator, oh man, you know, look at that. You know, I wish it was that easy. But you got to keep going, right? And as you keep moving up and up and up, as you pick up your speed, right? You pick up your activity, you increase your activity, you start making some progress finally, right? You kind of get that momentum going. But what happens if you're halfway up the escalator? What happens if you stop running up the downward escalator? Do you stay at that step? No, you go backwards, and you keep going, and you could go all the way back down. And that's how this business works, right? So you have to figure out for you, and everybody has different goals. You know, your goals, our goals should not be your goals, right? If you don't have the goal to replace your income and leave your job, then that shouldn't be your goal, right? So you have to figure out for you, what's at the top of that escalator? What am I willing to, for a year or 2 years or however long it takes, to keep going to get there? I don't know what that is. You have to figure out what that is. And I would paint that picture as vividly as you can, so that when things don't go your way, that you keep going, right? That you keep inviting, that you keep sending out messages, that you keep moving towards your mission. And you know, one of the things that we're working on right now is, you know, obviously to help people create that vision for their life and what they want, and create the action plans. And one of the things that we've realized, you know, fairly recently, is that for many people, for ourselves included, we've set the bar too low. You know, we've set the bar too low. Talking about, you know, okay, if you just talk with 2 to 3 people a day, you know, that'll get it done. The reality is that all the coach conversations that we have with, you know, 5-star and above coach, we have, you know, different study groups and private groups that we're involved with some of the top coaches in the network. None of them talk to 2 to 3 people a day. None of them talk to 2 to 3 people a day when they started, right? They literally would talk to 10 to 20 people per day, inviting, sharing, meeting new people, right? Every single day. Every single day you should be meeting new people, at least 10, and inviting people. Again, depending on what your goals are, 10 to 20 people per day. You know, it's just setting that bar for yourself, because and I said this in the team page. It's a quote that I heard a long time ago with business, with a network marketing business. Slow and steady doesn't win the race. Slow and steady starves you. It frustrates you. You get upset because you're like, I have these 2 to 3 people I'm talking to. I got these 2 to 3 people I sponsor, and they're not doing. And then they stop using Shakeology, and I get these 2 to 3 challengers, and then two of them quit after 10 days or whatever. But when you're inviting massive amount of people, right? When you're talking to a massive amount of people, when you're talking to 100 people a week, you start to not pay attention to the 80 people who don't respond. You just don't. You focus on the 20 conversations that you're having because you're so busy with those conversations. You're so busy, helping people figure out what's going to be best for them in that. You don't have time to worry about the people who haven't responded. And then maybe a month later, you might go back to those people and say, hey, did you get my last, did you, I must have missed it. Did you get my message? Or, hey, we're doing another group. Is that something you want to learn more about?
Now a better time. That's my favorite one.
Right. It's really not, the sad thing is that this business is so simple, and like Jess said, we just overcomplicate it. We really do. I forgot who I think I was talking to my sister the other day. She's new and getting her thing started.
This is a story. We've been coaches since 2009. His sister just wanted to be a coach. So if your friends and family all aren't on board right away, it's okay.
Right. It wasn't her timing, and so that's okay. I'm not going to push her and say, you need to do this with me. You're my sister.
Although I tell my twin them all the time.
Yeah. But your sister uses Shakeology and
she's been using it as long as I've been using it.
My sister, they didn't really, they would use the products here and there every once in a while, but not really. But now she's focusing kind of on the business side of things because she's like, hey, I've been using these products. I should just start sharing them with other people. Like, it really is that simple, right? I forgot where I was going with that, but
you were just talking about the other day. Overcomplicating.
Oh, yeah. So when it comes to inviting and sharing, like it really, again, I think so often we do the same thing because if you guys think you guys have a lot of information to look at on a team page, well, times that by about 100, and those are the different scripts and trainings that we've looked at. We've looked at every top coach's training. We've looked at every top coach's script, every top coach's Coach Basics platform. Literally, every top coach that if you can name them, I'm pretty sure we have a training from them somewhere, and we pieced it parted, all together here and there, fixed grammatical errors and that kind of stuff. But it really is simple. It's just breaking it into your words of saying, hey, I'm not sure if you've seen my post or not. A group of us are doing this 21-day challenge. Is that something you want to learn more about? Like, it can be that simple. I've sent out a couple of invites recently, and that's it. And people are like, well, don't I have to build a relationship for 18 years before I invite them? No, I've built the relationship already. We're Facebook friends, and I just say, hey, how's everything going? How have you been? Hope you had a great week. Real quick, wanted to let you know a group of us are doing this 21-day fitness challenge. Is that something you'd like to learn more about? Right? And you can top off 10 of those in 5 minutes. That's what I do, actually. I just go to a picture that I posted. I see who liked it, who's already a coach, who's not a coach, how do I know this person? Real quick, kind of scan them. And then I open up their profile, and I open up each messages for everybody, and I say, hey, Joe. Hey, Julie. Hey, Fred. Hey, so-and-so. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Unless it's a different, a unique situation, I know, something that's going on, then I personalize a little bit. But there's a lot of copying and pasting. So I think that's kind of the main point of our call today is to keep things simple. You guys have the resources and tools available to you. It's just a matter if you want to plug into them and use them. And we encourage you to. I mean, if you're taking time to watch a training on a Thursday afternoon, you're probably somewhat serious about doing something. So how about just stop messing around with it and just do it? Like
when you get off this call, send that message to anyone that's ever liked you. I mean, in the last few days, if someone's liked a picture of yours about, maybe you share a picture of your working out or shared a picture of something to do with your journey, your fitness journey, your health journey, and you message them. a group of us are doing this. Would you want to learn more about that? I like to say on those posts too, hey, thanks, I saw you like my comment. I saw you like my post. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Just because the crazy thing about Facebook, my sister just told me this yesterday, my twin, she was her friend. I think I met her on Facebook first, somehow just mutual friends. I'm like, yep, she looks like somebody I would be friends with. I friend requested her, and then here she teaches with my sister. And then I met her in real person at my niece's baptism. So, which was crazy because she just told my sister the other day that she's, I love your sister. She loves my posts. She goes, whatever, she just shares stuff from her heart. She shares all, she just, and which is funny, she's never liked anything. She doesn't like any of my posts. I didn't know she was seeing my posts. She never commented on any of them. So the fact that, and I say this a lot, so many people, so many more people than are actually clicking like or commenting are actually seeing your posts. So don't get discouraged if you only have 2 likes at first. All of us start off like that. It depends on how many friends you have. And some people, for some reason, just can't click that like button. I don't know why, but they just don't. But so when they do, I always say thanks for the support. I appreciate that because it does fuel me even more if people did get, were impacted by that post.
Right.
I appreciate that.
And you can even, if you're messaging people that haven't liked your post, right? Some people that are just on your Facebook friends list, just say, hey, not sure if you've seen my post lately or not. And then your invite, right? Because let me tell you, they're not going to go to your wall and scroll and see, did they actually post about it? They're not going to do that. So don't freak out like, well, I haven't posted about a fitness challenge or anything in the last 2 days. They're not going to go scrolling for it. I mean, we should be talking about our journey anyways, not necessarily saying, hey, join my challenge group. So you can just say, not sure if you've been seeing my posts about, that I've been starting to improve my health, improve my fitness, whatever, and then invite. Keep it simple, guys. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Yeah.
Unless you guys have any questions about anything, this is longer than normal. We had a lot on. It just seemed like we were getting all the same questions, so we want to make sure we covered everything.
Yeah.
All right. No questions, guys. Then we will see you in the team page.
See you guys. Have a great day. See ya.